say melanin dominant, we have more selenium, whereas Europeans have more sulfur. That's why if they get wet, their hair wet, they give off that smell. They have more ammonia salt in their body that keeps their body warm. That's why we'll get in offices, it's cold to us, it's not to them. They'll jump in cold water in a lake or a river, and we don't go there, okay? Because of the body difference. Now, your bones are 10 times stronger or denser than a European woman's. That's right. So that means your hemoglobin level is different. That means your cell count, in other words, you're very different. Our problem has been that even though our bodies are very different, we're taking medication designed for another body, and that's the European body. And I want to make it perfectly clear, I'm not putting down Europeans because it's their responsibility to take care of their people just like it's our responsibility to take care of us, okay? But because our bodies are so different, when you do take that medication, generally going to end up with some problems. Now ours generally is something very natural, and Mama will go into that too, and that is just eating an alkaline diet, and we can explain that. It's very plant-based. Stay away from those things that cause acid to our body, and that would be those notorious white things like the white flour, the white pasta, the white sugar, the white table salt, all of those things that have been bleached, okay? And like in the case of the salt, you've had synthetic iodine put in, our bodies cannot really break down, as well as other chemicals just so it can pour better, you know, without the lumps. So we're promoting, sea salt or Himalayan salt, those things as really alternatives to these things that are not good for us. Now, our books, they have, since we wrote them, 3 books on health and nutrition. 2 of them have become bestsellers. One is #1 in Amazon, and the other is 1 in the UK. So we're really very thankful, and we'd like to thank all the people for getting the word and information out. Now,
yes.
the book for people of color, it's similar to the one for the general public, which is #1 in the UK. If you follow that book, not only will you become healthier, but you are going to clean out or detox those things that are in your third eye. When you open up your third eye, then you become more human, okay, more loving. And since we all have to live on this planet together, Mama and I have designed our books so that we can have the world in harmony.
Aha. Yes. You know, I was reminded when I spoke to you over the phone last night, Sister Kemet, when you had mentioned that the sugar was really a challenge, right? But you look great. You look great. You don't, when you think of sugar and someone have an addiction, you think of, like in America, great big,
Fluffy.
fluffy. But look at you. But look at you. You look wonderful. But you know what? No, but you look pretty because #1, we're going to have to change anyway, because I'm 66 going on 67. And yes, I have always been at least maybe 15, 20 pounds more in my life, and then raising children. However, the time started to change. By the time I got to 40, I started seeing more grays, and the body started to look a certain way. But because I did exercises in college, because that was my minor, I jumped right back in on the bicycle, running, trying to build myself up again. That was the first thing, and I had started, changing my food intake, because the doctor told me, fast forward 20 years ago, in my 40s, and this was right before my 20s, that I had to change. And I did change. That change for 20 years was good. I reduced the sugar. I cut back on the meats. Instead of just eating large pieces of steaks and roast as I grew up with, I cut them in small pieces, and I fry them in a wok. You're familiar with the wok, right? and put all the different vegetables and all the spices. And then I would have maybe some rice, or I just became so creative, and it would take hours in the kitchen, But I felt like to save my life, I had to do it, and just over the periods, leaving the coffee alone, stop smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol. I was moving so fast. I had no idea that I was really killing myself. But as the time going on, my body was telling me I had to stop doing things. Otherwise, I had an excessive amount of gas. And I was always running to the health food stores because I knew that the health food stores could help me. Whereas in the 80s, the hospitals and doctors had already gone to they said pharmaceuticals. I call them harmaceuticals, harm, okay? They're out to harm us. That's a bad thing. Well, and being a melanated people, we need to know that those drugs and things were not necessarily for us. We had to find out what we're supposed to eat. So I did it by going to farmers markets, going to the health food stores, as I said. I wouldn't eat anybody's food. I would only go to restaurants where I know the food was plant-based. So what I'm saying is, where you are now, you just start little bit by little, and your body will guide you the rest of the way. For instance, with this COVID time, this has been the biggest wake up. I have friends right now. I called one, talked to her yesterday in America, 72 years old. She said, they're killing us over here. I mean, the food, I can't find turmeric anymore. The ginger is not on the shelf because we are waking it up. We want to come to Africa. Now they got the borders. They want to stick things in your nose. And, all these, I'm ready to go to Tanzania or somewhere. And I have to make sure that I'm not going to let them stick anything in my nose because I don't know what's on that Q-tip.
Exactly. We were talking the same thing today. Even there's a place in England, I don't know if you've heard of it, just about 2 hours out from where you can do it in about an hour and a bit, called Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave some students test kits to test themselves at home or whatever. And 2 of the students were medical, medical students.
Mm-hmm.
And they ran out to tell the other students that the test kits have been tampered with and they had already been used. It's in the news. Wow. It's in the news. I think a couple of days ago it's on the news. So they want to sue them. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it properly, so now I know what was happening. And Bob sent me the information on it. But can you imagine that? The test kits have been tampered with. Gosh.
You see, this is what we're saying, so we have to be really careful. Let my husband say what he has to say.
Well, I tell you, my wife and I have discussed this, and what we've come at the end of the day, it's very important that we keep our immune system up. Now, whether or not this is a pandemic, to take care of international pedophile network or whatever, it does not matter. The bottom line is we have a responsibility to ourselves and the people that we love to keep our immune system up. When you have your immune system up, you don't have to worry about any viruses or anything. So let's just concentrate on that and not deal with outside forces that are giving you different information you can't verify, okay? But stay with where we are. So Mom and I just wanted to just point out a few things if you didn't already know. Number one, our book has over 50 no soy, non-gluten recipes. And soy is very important because they ran a game on us in America and most of the world. We did not know that there were really 2 types of soy. That was that they fermented to take out a lot of contaminants and stuff. And then there was that they didn't. Guess what we got? And as a result, a lot of people that were trying to get alternative, healthy ways of living, eating all soy, and they flooded the market with it, didn't they? Soy burgers, soy wieners, soy, right? A lot of them got cancer and they died, okay? Some of us have survived, and whichever way we did, but we made it, okay? So, we're here to tell you, number one, if you have a microwave oven, get rid of it. because 95% of all the nutrients in your food is gone. And your body ends up taking a lot of waste, negative, or dead calories, which means in order for our bodies to break it down, it has to neutralize the acid. So what you're doing is taking the nutrients from the minerals in your body to neutralize it. In other words, people that eat a lot of acidy food, meat and stuff, these are the people later that have the weak bones. Why? Osteoporosis. Because their body has constantly had to drain itself to neutralize the acid you're eating. So that speaks wonders for having a plant-based diet. Number two, we wanted to point out that the oils are really a challenge. When I say oils, once again, marketing in America, I got to give you a high five. They called it vegetable oils, right? Your soy, your canola, interesting. Canola used to be called rapeseed, but that wasn't a very good marketing angle, so they changed it to canola. Okay, you have your soybean, you have your safflower, all of those clear looking oils. They call those industrial oils because they're clear, they're odorless, and they use chemical deodorizers to so you can't smell the rancid smell of the omega-3s that go rancid during the process. Also, most of it comes from geo-engineered beans and plants, and then you have it sprayed with God knows what, atrazine and Roundup and those things. So it's no wonder it causes a lot of challenges. Also, we wanted to point out that coconut oil is better for people of color. You can use it for high heat, low heat. It's also good because it's antifungal. It's used to treat cancer, candida, herpes, and it's good.
And
too.
you can also use it for your swishing. What you call it? It's a word where we I do it generally every night. It's called gargling, and what is it? There's another term. It'll come to me.
When you put in your
When
mouth.
you put in your mouth and for 20 minutes.
Yeah, we would say swishing it.
Yeah, swishing. Yeah. Right. So so another thing too, right now we should drink lots of water.
Hydration.
Yeah, because there's so many things that's in our environment that we don't know is foreign to us. But if you consume enough water, it can help sustain your life. And also drinking, you should have plenty of fruits and vegetables. Like in the mornings, you should start out with your fruits. I generally now start out with water, and I put in a formula which is turmeric, moringa. I put MSM, which is good for your joints and bones, sea moss, bladderwrack, brewer's yeast, black pepper, lime, and my citrus drink that I will give you a little information on. And this has helped me so much in terms of keeping my immune system up. And there's my concoction that I make all the time. This is my concoction that I make that has helped people with malaria for the past 2 years.
Wait, why don't you tell them the story? How did it start out? How did you start? And then we'll tell you how it ended up being tagged as the herbal cure for the coronavirus, and so many people are using it out throughout the world.
Including you.
Absolutely.
Well, I actually...
Yay!
And when you I sent you two of you the recipe. I sent you, Kemet, the recipe and the concoction, how we put it together. And it is really, it's the best. I got sick here in the Gambia 2 years ago, and I think that was another change wave in my life, and training the chefs, and these were young women, and I mean, I had sons. That's all I wanted was boys. I didn't want any girls, and now I really know why. They're so challenging. You know, I mean, you can buy them everything, and it still doesn't help. if their moods change. Depends on their body chemistry, you know. So I think after a year of that, dealing with that, I just got down. And I wasn't really taking care of myself because I was trying to feed them healthy so that they can learn that food has a lot to do with your cramps and your headaches and so forth.
Please like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
So I ended up in the bed for 4 days and I didn't eat anything. But after I started to heal, I noticed I had the coughing, and I was doing Kundalini yoga. And when you're doing these breath of fires, you know, breathing in and out, it starts to clean internally, you know, the third eye, you know, the heart chakras. And I guess all this mucus over maybe most of my life, you know, getting allergy shots, all this has to come out if you want to see the age of 70, 80, and 90. 60s has been a challenge, I know, because I told some months ago, if you make it to throughout your 60s, you'll do pretty well in your 70s. So I just pretty much started putting these, what happened, I was coughing. And I said, oh, I remember that drink, you know, toddies that we used to drink a long time ago, you know, hot toddies. We'll put a little brandy, but I don't drink alcohol. I got the big pot and I started slicing lime, oranges, grapefruits, cinnamon sticks, cinnamon powder, moringa, all the Gambian teas. I had up to like 30 something things in there and boiled it for 2 to 3 hours. And after that, I started drinking it every day and it started to clear out everything. And after I saw that experience, I started sharing it with the Gambians because of some of the foods that they eat. It keeps this inflammation, you know, with eating the, you know, too much meat, sugar food, the palm oil, which is without the kernels, which causes more rancidity in the body. The white rice, all the bread, things that we ate, you know, I'll say when I was growing up. And now the planet does not have any more tolerance of us eating this way. I think we have to, and that's why we are sharing this. I helped all of my friends when we were in our 40s and mainly in my 50s that were going through challenges. I started running to their houses throughout the days, you know, and time while working to bring them some of my stew. You know, I have a stew that I make with everything I eat. I made it vegan with everything that my mom did. So my food is more or less not just soul food, it's a vegan plant-based soul food. And that's what we have also on YouTube, and we want to get it more out there. And thank you all for inviting us here because this is my first real experience with Instagram. So maybe I can do something with the support of my husband.
Well, so Mama was able to get this drink, and it was amazing. People would come here and they would take it for malaria, for gout, for hypertension,
diabetes,
for cramps, for stomach disorders,
everything.
And one of the people we were working with, an herbalist, he went to what was called the West African Health Association. And there they said, okay, we will support any type of anything that's going to help the people in their welfare with their health. So he came back to us, he said, send them the information, send them the information. So we sent the information. And all how to make it, what's in it, just like we did to you guys. And 7 to 8 weeks later, we had the Corona event. Yay! Okay, now once we had the Corona event, it just so happens that, oh my goodness, 2 Nigerian doctors in Switzerland have come up with the herbal cure for coronavirus. Just a knockout for what Mama did. Mm-hmm. The president of Madagascar, he used hers too, and he made sure that the whole company had a country, no cost, and they opened up their borders. We were asked by the urging of our attorney. He said, "You guys helping everybody over there. We're in trouble here. Can Can you help us? I said, well, what can we do, good brother? He said, send it over here. At least let it get tested. I said, okay, well, draft the letter and tell us who we should send it to, and we will. So he drafted the letter, and we sent it to our representatives because we're in Northern California. And we did not get a response for almost a month. So at that point, we figured, okay, it's Corona time. People aren't in their office, bloppy bloopy blam, but we can't wait. So we put it out to the world. We put it out on Facebook, and that's why people all over the world are making their own brew and their own way of doing it, because everyone has their own unique way of doing it. And as Mama pointed out, even though she may put in a lot of things, if you only have 10 of those, that's cool.
It's good. Yeah. Because your body just need to just remove that inflammation that's causing the sickness or any illness. So behind all illnesses is generally your immune system, the blockage of inflammation. So, this is what we're doing. We have the guest house here, the home restaurant we call it. People may come and stay 2 weeks, and they are here because they specifically want to eat the food. Because if you stay in our house 10 days, you would lose at least 10 or more pounds, depending on how serious.
I need those borders to open up.
Yeah.
To open up quickly.
Yeah. Because we had a guest here 2 days ago from the U.S. We happened to be on the beach last Saturday, and we introduced ourselves, and we told they said, oh, we've seen you on YouTube. And we said, oh, okay. So we invited them here Wednesday, and beautiful couple, and the husband, he said, I have this pain here. And he's a Capricorn like me. So we have joint challenges generally because we handle our stresses that way.
Yeah.
So sciatica, hey, that's my skill. I can handle that. So what I did, I said, okay, well, I'm gonna make a concoction. I'm gonna make a package of herbs. So I got together the turmeric, the black pepper, barley with barley powder, chlorella. I think I named them brewer's yeast, sea moss. I added, what else? I think it was, what else did I add in there?
Right.
But anyway, I added all these formulas. Did I write them down? Because usually I write things down, but it's not here. But I put all that in, all mixed together. And then I gave him a big thing of my concoction. And I told him that he should take it when he go home in the evenings, in the mornings, and drink the drink. And he left, and the next morning his wife said the pain had reduced. And they were cleaning out, and she hadn't had a clean out in a whole week. Because where they've been living and these restaurants, our food is healing food, it's medicine. When you go to restaurants, their food they're not medicine, they're just feeding you whatever to make the money. So, but me, when you come to my house, I have all my things that I bring in from the UK or the US to help heal myself, and I share it among others.
And we'd like to encourage everyone to please get our books. We're really glad it's #1 in the world, and people refer to it as the food Bible and a masterpiece. But our heart and our soul had gone into writing that because we understood that the only way we were going to help our American people, those in the diaspora, we had to strengthen Africa. So that is why we have come here, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. And we understand that a true revolution fire. No, if you change the way you eat, you're going to change the way you think. And when you change the way you think, that's going to impact your family, your community, your nation, and ultimately the world. And that's what we're doing. Spicy, tasty, vegan cuisine.
Right.
Well, we both have your book.
Oh, that's a blessing. Thank you so much for your support.
Well, not Sunday, gifted. Yeah, gifted to us by Brother Galactic Clyde.
Oh,
good brother.
Peace and blessings to that brother.
Get on track with it.
Galactic Clyde is a real believer and a supportive of us. We were in the UK 4 years ago, and we were presenting our food with the assistance of Brother Dougie and that community.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were, I had the food, we had the books we were selling, I had to speak, and the brother, he just came and sat beside me. And he said, well, you take care of everything and I'll just sell the books. And he took care of everything. He kept the money. A very honest, sincere family man brother.
He's very.
Yes.
And you know, Brother Dougie passed.
Oh, we know.
Yeah,
We're
we
so
know.
sad. We got
know. We know.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite. He was a fellow Cancerian like myself. And yeah, we communicated with him, and it was, to know that he's become an ancestor is a plus, because in all things they can do more for us outside the body than they can in the body. So to him, much love. And also, we had Dr. Elayla who was here. We've been to his house and known him. And shortly after we did the International
Vegan
Festival here, he made his transition.
Yeah. Yeah, because he stayed with us. He, his wife, Dr. Umar Johnson, they were the keynote speakers for our first International Vegan Fest here in the Gambia. So it was really... You said you were there. That's right. And you... Wow, it's a small world.
Well, I only met you guys so busy, so it was only just like Uma just said, "No, this is them," and I just said, "Hi," because people was rushing you guys to get
Wow. So you were there for all 3 days?
I did too. I think we came in on the second. The first two.
The first two. Oh, that was a blessing. Thank you for your support. Really appreciate that.
Thank you for your support and the blessing you guys are doing. More importantly.
Now, do you guys have any questions? Because we've just been jamming, and we'd like to apologize because there's so much more information. That's why we would like to, suggest that people get the book.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question, but I have a question like the declaration.
Okay.
I live off the sweets. When I say sweets, I'm talking about chocolate, every single sweet, hard candy, ice cream. I'm terrible, and I really want to stop it. I want something to turn me completely off this addiction. It's an addiction. I mean, only yesterday we were filming live and she offered me a toffee apple, and I was like, it's okay, give it. Because I'm trying to do better as well for myself and for Kemet as well. So I said, I'm okay. I'm like the worst.
Well, I would say that make this drink, this citrus drink, and make it, and because and I also boil the skin of, your pineapple skin, that's in there, and that's natural sugar. I also use the skin of the papaya there. If mango's in season, the mango, and get you some baobab. Put some baobab there, and that's high in vitamin C.
Somebody just said your sugar addiction, replace it with fruit. That's fine, because I can't replace it because I eat the fruit and I want the sweet. She still want the sweet. Yeah, it's not the same. She'll eat fruit and she'll eat salads, but she still wants sweet. I still want my sweet. So
yeah.
Not having one for the other. I want to be completely off. So how do we remove that sweet addiction from her? She'll eat fruit. She'll eat plenty of fruit.
Okay.
She just has this addiction. She'll eat sweets in the morning, at lunch, for dinner, at night. We'll be speaking on the phone and she'll be eating the chocolate or dipping the dip down.
Well, you know why? She's a strong woman. She's a strong woman because I don't want to, ask you your age, but, use the age. How old are you? Huh? You what?
56.
You 56 and you've been able to do that?
She said I'm 57.
Wow, you look fantastic. Now, okay, now, You look fantastic now. The only thing is you pushing the other big 6-0. So what we did in the 50s, you're gonna feel it in your 60s. So if I were you, when you pick up, I used to smoke cigarettes. How I wean myself, you wean yourself. You can't just, you don't want to go cold turkey unless they tell you you have cancer, and you don't want that one. Because my mother ended up with cancer because she sounded like you. She ate too many sweets, and she used it when she got depressed. When she got depressed and frustrated, she would go and get a gallon of ice cream and would eat it. But then when the doctors told her she had cancer, I remember going to her house, and it was a time in my whole life there was no ice cream there. See, you don't want to wait until you're told the change is going to occur. So you want to start just, if you normally eat something at 9 o'clock or whatever, try to just find something else to do. Drink a lot of water. Water will help to fill you up. I mean, you should drink water before you eat any meal. I've read that, and I do it. That's what I do. Because you... 20
minutes before a meal,
yes.
You should drink the water, and then that'll help, what is it? It'll give you less room to want to eat. So you may want to eat more of the most important things. It's just, and you want to make sure you start cutting back, because when we start to age, as you age, your body's gonna change, and you don't want it to, because for me, I'm 20 pounds less than before. Well, then when you get older, when you start to lose, that means different character moves, things come to your face. But then the sooner you do it gradually, it'll look normal. It'll start to make you look like a real beautiful, ageless queen. And that's what we want to do. So I'm just saying, just start thinking about what you're doing. So that's one of the, and also I have some wonderful vegan desserts in the book. You can treat yourself. And also I'm training my chefs. Yeah, like some.
She liked that one.
Yeah, get some. She liked one of them.
She likes that one.
Yeah, because I like sweets too. I really do. I really like to eat sweets, but now they're vegan sweets, and I know that I don't want to eat a whole lot of it, because really, if it's more dense, it'll pain you right away. You'll be in the toilet. So you'll know when something that's not good won't take an effect right away. That means it's gonna do something worse later on. So if you eat too much vegan ice cream cake, with the fruits and the nuts and all of that, which is good, but then it's bad if you eat half of it. You go into the toilet immediately. If you want to detox, eat a half of a vegan cake and see what'll happen to you. And that might turn you off, But we'll keep in touch, and then we'll talk about that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm waiting for those borders to open, and I'll be right back in the Gambia meet to hang out with you guys. And tell me, don't eat this, man. I need that discipline. I think once I've conquered that, I'm fine. I'll be right behind you.
But you'll have to.
I'll be right there with her, yeah.
But you'll have to promise that you will only eat whatever we have in this house, and not to go outside. You don't want to go.
All you have to do, Mama Dari, is get me to promise you. Because I don't break promises. I will do it. If I don't promise, I can't really. I'll be like, well, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Once I promise you, I won't.
Well, that's one promise that you won't regret. It's the best food in the world. Oh my God, it's the best food.
And we'll make some really good food for you. I mean, because what it's gonna do, and we'll give you the room with the toilet, so you can just do your thing for the first 3 days, and then it's over. And then you say, oh, wow. You start calming down because food has a lot to do with your emotions and, you know, and getting excited. But when you go through, it's like an addiction that you have to break the habit, you know, and once you do it, 3 days of it, you're going to see the results and you're going to want to write down the names of the foods that we had here. Also use YouTube.
We was on, well, let's just say this, okay. We was on lockdown for 6 months, and I put on 30 pounds, or 28 pounds.
You see?
I put on 1 stone, but I put on 28 pounds in on the 6-month lockdown. I never put that on in my life.
Wow. This is why.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
Yeah, that's a challenge. So you really need to, this lockdown and this lockdown is really a wake-up call. Because just what you're saying, you know that this is not normal. And so it's allowed us to think about what we need to do to make changes. And
Mum and Dr. Joe, the thing is, what people need to understand, this is my mindset, changing the way I think. And one of the best things I've heard along this journey was basically stop looking at food as entertainment and look at it as so when I'm preparing my meals or when I'm thinking about what I'm eating, think about how it's going to be beneficial to my body, think about what nutrients I'm getting from it, and stop looking at food as entertainment. When you first of all look at food as the nutrients that it's going to, the value that it's got, then you can start thinking how you're going to prepare it, what seasons, what herbs you're going to use. But hold on, so that's why when Galactic Life showed us this book, and I saw spicy, tasty, vegan cuisine. I was like, yeah.
wow.
That plays into my psyche. No, that's what I'm trying to do. No, but not just dessert head. No, I'm not going to go for this dessert. What I'm going to do is come to the Gambia first. Oh, yeah, we're going to come to the Gambia first.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, if I can kick it, anybody's going to kick it. Yeah. You know, once I do it, everyone's going to be like, I'm going there. So I'm going to make sure I do it, and I'm going to stick to it. Because Mama Naasira does that old school soul vegan cooking. And I came from old school cooking, so I want, sneaking to my room and saying, Jeanette, Tara, I need a tip to have help. I need a hold up help. I just have one tip now. It's like once a week or something.
Wow, and not only do you get the wonderful food, but you get tips on how to prepare it yourself. Because let's face it, everybody is not good for being in the kitchen. Some of us have waited a little late. You know, we got weight on and our feet is hurting and this and that. But if you know how things are done, you can get someone to assist you or work with other people. And we find it's best when you work with groups of people. You have a division of labor. You get a chance to laugh and have fun. There's a lot of love in the food, and it's all about the energy and vibration, because your very thoughts are going to create your health or your ill will. So that is why Mama Naasira and I look at the other side of that. Not only is it, as the beautiful lady pointed out, is your food, are you eating for the taste, or are you eating for what it's going to do for your body? So,
Unfortunately, this taste.
well, I will tell you, and this, believe me, she didn't pay me to do this, but she has bridged the gap between what's good for you and what tastes good for you. And see,
It tastes good. I'm fine. But that's not an excuse for me, because she's a good cook.
yeah,
she's the
of course.
There's no excuse. But I don't like cooking though. But you're still a good cook. Yeah, I'm a good cook, but I don't like the kitchen. I'm always in the kitchen, because I like people to eat, especially when they come to my house.
yeah, well, as you can see, we either eat to live or live to eat. And sometimes we have to take the bitters along with the sweets. And that's the way our body is, And believe me, there's sometimes I take some stuff and I say, it's good for me, it's good for me, it's good. And in the end, because I'm almost 70, but that's because I've had a beautiful angel in my life who's taken care of me. So for all those men and women who have not done so, please read chapter 5, Most Men Are Slow. Because in terms of building relationships, it's nice to know that the average man does not begin to mature until about 50 years old. Can I say that again?
Wow.
He does not
Say
be,
that.
he does not begin to mature until about 50 years old. Okay?
And sometimes it can be 60 and they're still not mature.
Well, let me tell you, this is some information we knew before. But we had invaders and colonizers come and disrupt our social system. But before we understood, if you were a female, you come with a, more immune, shall we say, robust immune system. That's why more male babies die than female babies. In terms of size and ratio, your brain is 1/4 heavier than ours. That's why that's why you get a leg up in terms of language acquisition, in terms of future planning, in terms of, I think of intuition and pain management. If we had to go through menstrual cramps and have baby, it may be 4 people on the planet. Let's be real. Now, we have more heart attacks, more strokes, more gouts, more baldness than you as a whole, an average. Your lung capacity is greater than ours. It's true. Some of us might be able to lift up something heavy and carry it for a short distance. But if there's any superiority, that's where it ends. And that's why I ask men and women alike, please, let's bring this information back so we can heal and mend ourselves. It's part of our karma coming in as a man, and it ain't easy, girl. It's a lot of comedy. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you.
Our time short now because Instagram only gives us about an hour and we're coming to the close. But we have got some questions with the 3 of you, which we call, the 2 of you. Excuse me, 3 questions. That's because I'm having county control.
Oh my God.
Not really. We got 3 questions for you guys. What we call this segment of the show is called the Real Deal. So let me ask you the first one: pandemic or plandemic?
Do you want to go or me? It's a plan.
You said plan. Is it? What are you saying? A plandemic?
Or
pandemic?
It's a plandemic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, next question: sun, sea, and sand, or woods, forests, and lakes?
What?
Say that again.
Say that again?
Okay, which one? Which one would you choose? Sun, sea, and sand, or woods, forests, and lakes?
Sun, sea, and sand.
Wood,
Okay,
forest, and lake. Okay.
Which one?
So,
Hey.
the last one: Black Lives Matter or Stop the Silence?
I think stop the silence
Stop the
because
silence.
I don't believe in I don't believe in the Black Lives Matter because I'm from the 1960s and 70s. That was what really mattered because I think that we had a better agenda at that time because we had more to stand up. These appear to me the children of, the mixture that's going through this right now.
Exactly.
So
and they're on the past kind of agendas needs the same old thing, but now we need to stop being silent and start speaking out and just dealing with things. Exactly.
Well, I think one of the things that is like the elephant in the room in terms of health and nutrition. About 60 years ago in America, we were flooded with hormone disruptors. And we're talking about the plastics, how that came about, more and more plastics. We're talking about the industrial waste they call fluoride. And we're talking about herbicides, toxic herbicides, like atrazine being sprayed on our food. Well, since they're hormonal disruptors, what we had is a lot of women that have children that are boys, the inside is girls, and vice versa. And it's almost commonplace where women can now have babies with both sexes. And in the United States, generally what they do is they cut off the penis because that's concentrated melanin, which means they sell it very high end. In other words, lots of money because it takes the wrinkles out and makes you look young. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's
So
what.
don't forget you back on. Last stop is they're going to cut us off. Time's up. But we're going to have you back on next month. We have to have you back on.
Wow. What a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
So
too.
we definitely have you back on soon. And we love you guys. We love you. We love you.
Mwah. We love you
Love you
too.
So much. So much. So before they cut us off, see you later.
Bye. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Spicy, tasty, vegan
So
cuisine.
much. So much, lovely. So before they cut us off, see you later. Bye.
That's over.
Bye.
Please like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.